Okay.
All right, sorry for the troubles today and a little bit of technical difficulties, but we should be live now. Today we're here with Tina from LifeSprings. Tina, thank you for taking some time to come in today.
My pleasure.
Would you mind just tell us a little bit about you and what LifeSprings does?
Okay. I'm Tina Wahl, and I'm a wraparound facilitator, supervisor, and LifeSprings is a mental health center that serves people with mental health problems or family problems, some either substance abuse, and we offer therapy, family therapy. We do groups. We also have a psychiatrist that can prescribe medications. We also have a dietitian, and we also do adult groups as well to help people with activities of daily living, getting them rehab back to be able to also live out in the community.
All right, and just so you know, the camera's going to catch you as the little blue camera that's on the tripod there, just so you know.
Okay.
So LifeSprings has actually been around in our area just under a new name, really. Before, what would a lot of people have known LifeSprings as?
Southern Hills. We were Southern Hills before that. And then back in 2018 of October, LifeSprings, we merged with LifeSprings and they took over.
So a lot of the same people still providing good quality of care and trying to help our community. LifeSprings is also a leader of our Orange County Health Coalition. So
Yes.
We thank your agency for being a leader and trying to help improve the quality of care in our area. So we actually asked you to come in and talk about wraparound services, which I thought were something new, but as you just told me a little bit earlier, they're actually not new for the area.
Correct. Yes. It actually started out in 2016 that there was a Child's Mental Health Initiative that got programmed out for mainly for kids that did not have any insurance that would cover health care needs, mental health care needs. And this was a way for them to be able to get services and stay in their family homes and stay in our community. As time went on, the other agencies and other government centers said they wanted to expand the wraparound program as well to other people that could qualify for the program. So, so that's what has been going on. So wraparound is really it's a team approach, working, understanding the family of where they have been and what's going on with the family now, and where do they want the family to be and their hopes and dreams, and looking at what's causing a lot of friction in people's homes and looking at their strengths.
All right. Would you like to go ahead and I'll get it switched over where we're sharing your screen.
Okay.
And if we have any problems, people at home, just sorry, we're trying to learn this new technology as we adapt to all the changes that came our way. So give me just a few seconds to flip the screen, the computer program over to share your screen. getting a few seconds for the Facebook and the computers to catch up with us. All right. So Tina, if you're ready, they're seeing everything that's on your screen now.
Okay. And then I guess let's just. All right. So what is wraparound? So wraparound is a team-based activity that really helps a group of people involved in the family's life and work together towards a common goal to achieve the family's vision. We also look at a lot of the steps in the planning process and work with the family on where they're at and getting a family story and what has helped them in the past and what wasn't helpful, and allowing the families and the child to have a voice and a choice on things that are meaningful to them. So we look at who's been involved with the family, and then we create with the family help get a team together to help the team support, to help the family with the team to help support them to have a better outcome. And then what types of issues that qualify for wraparound, and I listed some things that do qualify people for this program, and those are if a child has extreme emotional problems, a fire setting, conduct issues, trauma issues, psychosis, a lot of anxiety, suicide, thoughts, hurting others. So those are some of the things that would be able to qualify. And anybody can make a referral to the program. The school, parent, counselor, grandparent, church, teacher, friend, grandparent, anybody can make a referral to the program. And there is a number that you can call for the access site to make a referral for the program. And I can give you guys that number as well. I didn't get on that on that sheet.
Well, that's okay. I can add it on to the description later.
Okay.
And add on notes.
So if people wanted to know the number, it's 877-338-2756. And once I get that referral, it's a number. They leave a message, and I will do a pre-screen within 2 days of the referral. I will call back, call the family, call the referral source, and do a pre-screen. If they qualify for the program, they will be scheduled for an assessment. Then the wraparound facilitator then will work the family to explain the process. And the role as the wraparound facilitator is to engage and understand the past, current issues, plan and for the future, and to organize and facilitate those meetings to come up with a plan of care, mobilizing those resources to help support the family in a very non-judgmental, supportive way.
It's okay to ask a question?
Yes.
I was wondering, so would the facilitator be able to help with like the behavior plans at school, help parents understand it, help in implementing the home side of that as well? Would they be able to help with that process?
Yes, we can definitely help and build that bridge with all the agencies that could be involved with the child. The idea of the team is for these parents sometimes feel like they are all alone having to do everything. So the part of wraparound is trying to get natural supports, get people that are on there around the child and the family to help provide those other strategies to help the family that is not just on them to be able to make better, having better outcomes with their child. So we can definitely help bridge that and get those services in and come up with a plan and communicate with all the people that are involved with that child's life.
Thank you.
Okay. And then just a quick thing about wraparounds based on a lot of principles, and they're basically 10 principles. And wraparound is really focused on allowing the family voice and choice allowing them to have a voice and choice on what they feel is their needs, and what their strengths are and what their family vision is. Well, how would life be better for them? Not what other people are saying that life would be better for them, but what their life would be better for them. And it's also based on the teams, natural supports, collaborating with everybody, community-based, individualized, strength-based, unconditional. It's a very non-blameful program, and we really focused on outcome-based as well.
Now, I had a meeting this morning with another group, and we actually brought up the access point. If you're not able to help a child due to other health conditions that makes them ineligible, are you able to help refer them to other resources?
Yes. So if you make a referral, I'm also the access person for LifeSprings, and if they do not qualify for wraparound, then I make the referral or get those services in place that the family would qualify and need. If they don't qualify, they may be able to come in and get a therapist and a case manager, or they may need something with beads, or they may need something with developmental disability, or they need some housing issues. So I would, hook them up to the appropriate referral that they need.
All right, thank you. So you really serve as that really life net for a lot of situations. When someone doesn't know who to call, you're sometimes that only person that they really have to help reach out to those resources.
Correct. Yes, and that whole idea of the system of care and wraparound, in some of our counties is that the families would have a one-stop shop to call somebody to get what's available in our county to be able to give services to those families, and so that the families would not have to call so many different people, and so there's one access number and one person to be able to help that.
All right, thank you.
And also, just like wraparound has, what makes it really tries to make it a little bit a unique, different situation is that it's really driven by the underlying need. We really talk about that why of a child's behavior, or even with, without just the child, but how the caregiver's feeling, what's the caregiver going through, and working also with the caregiver as well, what's that underlying need of those behaviors that are happening, and really using a supportive and effective team to get to those needs, and using everyone's strengths that everybody has on that team. And it's also determined by families. That's what those are the 4 key elements that really makes wraparound unique. Any other questions?
No one's typed any in. I didn't know if you had any other parts of your presentation you wanted to talk about, or...
So we do have, I can leave it and then maybe scan stuff, but I do have a brochure on how the wraparound program is funded. And anybody that does not have to have insurance can still get wraparound services. So don't be afraid to make that referral or to call, because if you don't have insurance or you don't think that you might not qualify, I urge people to call just so we can get those right services for those families.
I know you went through and had listed some of the things to be watching for to refer for wraparound services, but with everything that's went on with the COVID-19 and the new norm that a lot of our children have to learn, even as adults, what might be some of the things that a parent might consider to be a red flag going into the school year that maybe they want to act, you think that they should act early on before it becomes too much for their child?
If they see that the child is shutting down, if the child is not socializing even inside the own family, if they're isolating themselves, if they see a big behavior change where things make them really upset and they can't handle it, If you see them getting overwhelmed with being able to do things, those are things that I would look for. It's just going to be a big change for everybody, and how to deal with that and how to even communicate and socialize on a different level. So please reach out to our LifeSprings office number, or you can also always call my access number as well. The access number is different than the LifeSprings phone number just at the Orange County office. So you can either call either way. You can call me on the referral source for the access site, or you can call the LifeSprings office as well.
And then if families are trying to find LifeSprings in their community, they can also go online. You all have a pretty good website with listing your offices and locations, so they can find one that's close by.
Yes, we have it all on website. We also have all of our intake now. Paperwork is all online, so you can just go on our website and download and just write on the intake paperwork, and then somebody would call you within 24 hours and set up an appointment for you to be able to see somebody.
So I remember with our daughter, sometimes it was, a couple months wait list. So now you guys have gotten that streamlined to help families get in quicker?
Yes, definitely. And right now we're still hoping that we're going to still offer the option of telehealth as well, even if we're wanting to, people can still come in. We've got our doors open now, but telehealth, some people do really well with the telehealth, and trying to give some of those families an option to be able to do that still.
We don't have any questions online so far. Tina, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or touch base on that you can think of? I mean, it's okay. I understand it's been a pretty hectic day, but you covered a lot of information and gave some key information about how to access this system. Realistically, a lot of times this could be when it's a lifeline for a child. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I greatly appreciate that. And right now, if anyone's, I know people are watching because we're getting likes, but if you'll please share it so that it might be some family that really isn't telling you that their child's struggling right now, but they might need to know about this service so that it might help their child in the long run. Correct.
Yes. And a lot of times when the referral's happening and I do the assessment over the phone, then I would go out to the person's home and get the rest of the assessment and really get engaged with the family and understand where the family's at. And try not to do it as a typical IA or a medical assessment. It's really just understanding how the family is really operating and working.
Can you switch back to camera? Nope.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm clumsy. So I'm just trying to close out your computer window there. So, Tina, I also know you handle a lot, but you have a large system of care that's working with you, and LifeSprings has helped develop the Orange County Health Coalition, which brings IU Health and a lot of other providers together. A lot of times on a monthly basis, we've been invited to come and actually take part. So it's been amazing to see that network developing, and considering that a lot of providers consider us being a resource desert, it's been amazing to see this. I'm sorry, I'm probably doing a little shout out for Rosina right now, but if any families want to know about the Health Coalition, please send us a message or send the Orange County Health Coalition, or if you look up System of Care with your county's name, you'll probably pull up something on Facebook. But those groups really want family involvement so they can understand what it is the families are needing to develop the programs.
Definitely. And also, with just wraparound, we have 3 facilitators right now, and we can only have a caseload of 12 families, and that is so we could provide that intent services to those families. And we do have a facilitator Heather, who is primarily doing Orange and Crawford. And then we have another facilitator, Kim, who's doing primary Spencer and Du Bois. And then myself, I do all 5 counties that we serve here with the wraparound program. So, and so we're building our program. So we have 3 now full-time facilitators being able to help serve the families and the communities of the needs of the needs of the families in those communities.
Right. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time because I know you got family obligations that you actually took time away for them to come and help our group understand what it is and help our community. So I do want to thank you for your time. If there's no questions or anything and there's nothing else that you'd like to talk about, I guess we'll go ahead and start to wrap up the live stream and wish everyone a good night. If you're in the Community Inclusion Ambassadors group, we'll be having the virtual board meeting probably a little after 6. So if you'll head over there and just click on the Facebook room, we'll be over that way shortly.
Thank you so much.
Fade out and then we'll stop.